Hi folks, welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi folks, welcome back to Crisco's Corner. From Project Veritas, James O'Keefe, you're the most loved American and the most hated, depending on what side you're on. This is huge, folks. This is huge. Remember, we saw the pictures from the Republican U.S. senators that went down to see they weren't cages for children. They were detention centers and pods. Tomato. But there's been some undercover leaked video footage and stills from whistleblower. And secretly recorded video shows migrants, including children, held under bridge in makeshift customs and border protection processing center enduring inhumane conditions at southern border. And you see here, they're underneath the regular, it looks like a highway bridge. Well, those little orange plastic fences that you put around construction sites, it's not going to hold anybody in, and they're on dirt. Oh, don't you remember? Trump put kids in cages. They're well-ventilated spaces with decent food, decent heat and air conditioning, depending on the needs, and counseling there, televisions, video games. Doesn't sound very like in cages to me, but like these guys aren't playing too many video games, does it? And those of you, by the way, they say, well, Trump pulled children away from their mothers and fathers and blah, blah, blah. If you can confirm that a minor that crossed the border unlawfully, if you can't confirm the adult that's with them is a member of their immediate family or one of the parents, you have to separate them. Why? Because usually very, very bad things happen to these kids. SCX trafficking, can't use it all because of the algorithm, and other really horrendous stuff. There's stories about a mother will send her daughter hundreds, if not thousands of miles to get to the U.S. border, and they give her the drugs, so when she is RAPED, she won't get pregnant. It's bizarre. Let's read on. Secretly recorded video shows migrants, including children, held under bridge in makeshift customs and border protection processing center enduring inhumane conditions. The story comes on the heels of Project Veritas exclusive images from a detention facility in Donna, Texas, which eerily mirrors the conditions at the Enceladus International Bridge. And there it shows there some of the footage. Now, I'm not going to play it all. I'm just going to, they're showing here the conditions underneath that bridge. And it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Let's see if we can silence the audio. I mean, look at this. It's Project Veritas. I mean, look at this. Look at these kids on the dirt with they call them like the space blankets, I guess. They're very good for keeping out the cold. They're under a bridge. There's homeless people that live better than this. This is nuts, folks. This is nuts. Where is the outrage? Where is it? Where is the outrage for Biden? AOC finally come around and called it ridiculous and wants reparations for separated families. 2 days after she said there wasn't a problem, there wasn't a surge. And surge is imperialistic and white supremacy in action. Yeah, there's the bridge. How the hell did they get permission to put them under a bridge? Is that federal property? Or they just confiscated? Look at this. Look at this. This is insane. This is insane. Let's read on. Project Veritas released a new video today showing migrants being held under Enceladus International Bridge by Border Patrol agents. A brave insider felt compelled to record and said never seen before footage to Project Veritas in order to illustrate the inhumane conditions illegal immigrants, many of the minors, face while in custody. The area under the bridge was converted into a makeshift processing center for Customs and Border Patrol due to the overflow of normal detention facilities near the southern border. Now, I want to make very clear, I am not criticizing Border Patrol agents. The men and women that do this job, it's a crappy job, and it's tough, and it's dangerous. They were given an impossible situation. President Biden, we saw the video a number of times. If you haven't heard it, look it up online. It's easy enough to find. Telling them to come weeks and weeks ago. And now that here he denies that he did it. Well, the video's out there. Just like he denied that if you don't vote for me, you're not black enough. You know, Donald Trump has had some serious gaffes in this and that, but nothing like this. And can you imagine for one moment if this was Donald Trump as president? Oh, my God, there would be hell to pay. There would be hell to pay. And what do we get? Now, in all fairness, not all the networks, even the progressive, I call it slime stream media, is starting to cover this because they have to. In the clip, dozens of migrants are seen sleeping on dirt with nothing but a space blanket and the clothes on their backs. On March 22nd, Veritas released a similar video near McAllen, Texas, where countless migrants are placed in plastic pods and given the same style space blankets while being squeezed into tight quarters. This corrosive conditions continue to create instability at the southern border. However, the Biden administration has consistently responded to the issues by denying a crisis exists. If you witness corruption or fraud, and there's the phone number to call, you see it there. This, folks, is unfreaking believable. One moment here, let me take a break. Yoo-hoo, this is great stuff. Old school stuff, like the Coke formula and other old school things. Some things don't need to be changed. Yoo-hoo's excellent. But let's get back to this. Just look at this. I'm trying to make the point of two things. One, this is what they call an unforced error, or shoot yourself in the foot. I'm sorry, I'm going to say this, but this mental pygmy that we have for president encouraged these people to come. And many of them, if you remember, had President Biden, please let us in T-shirts, hundreds of them. Those weren't cheap. I used to own a business. I just recently sold it. That advertising isn't cheap. Somebody's funding all of this. And they came. And they came. You can criticize Trump all you want to. Should he been a little bit more tactful in regards to the illegal immigration crisis? Yeah, maybe he should have. Maybe he should have. I called Trump the wife in the dress theory, where you're sitting there in your living room, your wife stands in the doorway and says, this dress makes me look fat. Now, any husband or boyfriend knows if it makes you look fat, you don't say so. You make up some other excuse so she'll take it off and wear something else. Trump would say, hell yeah, it's fat. Take it off. Well, the weird part is Trump's telling the truth in this case, and the husband isn't. He's lying. But sometimes you've got to tone your words, and that's the only thing I've criticized him for. But under the policy itself concerning illegal immigration, Trump wasn't wrong. He wasn't. And he had it under control as much as possible. There are even more people in May of last year, I think, or maybe it was 2019, I don't recall, trying to get across. And these people, many of them, when I say many, is probably 5-10% from what I understand, tested positive for COVID. And they just turn them loose. And they're turning away hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them into the United States proper without court dates, nothing. What the hell is going on here? What is the real motivation for this? When I say motivation, not for these people. We know what these people are doing. They're trying to get a life. I get it. My father's parents were off the boat Italians, as they say. I get it. But there's a legal process. And I know some of you progressives are going to flip out when I say this. But being a citizen of this country is a privilege. It's one of the most sought-after citizenships in the world. These people are literally risking their lives to get here. and pay exorbitant amount of money, which they don't have. God knows how long they had to save it up to give these coyote monsters and the cartels, which are making hundreds of millions of dollars off of this. And where these people end up? In slave factories and meat processing plants. So large corporations and multinational corporations will have cheap labor. Let's tell the truth here. Ask all these elite Hollywood big mouths about who's doing their housekeeping and their gardening. Ask them how many of them are citizens or have green cards to work here. Yeah. Just the hypocrites of it all. And they try to blame Trump for this. This is the beginning of April. Come on, guys. As Joe Biden would say, come on, man. This is ridiculous. It's outrageous. Where's the AOC at the fence at the border crying for these poor kids as she felt heartbroken? Where's Vice President Kamala Harris screaming with outrage about how they were treated in the separation from their parents? Not only did she have outrage for all of that and blame Trump, Biden put her in charge of the border crisis. Jesus. You know, you look at fool people for so long. Folks, we have a year and 8 months to hang on. A year and 8 months to hang on. There's going to be a lot of damage caused. A lot. But I hope and pray that it's not permanent damage. Do I feel for these people? You betcha. I do. And they're not all criminals. I mean, I'll bet you 95% of them are just people trying to find a better life. I get it. But there's procedures to follow. And President Trump and the Department of Homeland Security and Customs and Border had processes in place. And he just opened the floodgates, he meaning the President, Biden, just opened the floodgates. Illegal immigration like this hurts everyone. And you can see it hurts them badly. Many of them have been assaulted. And you know what I mean? I can't use the word here. Especially the girls and the women. And then there was a report as they're crossing the Rio Grande, they threw a 6-month-old baby girl into the river. And the Customs and Border officials went in and saved her and other law enforcement. And they're the monsters? BS. These men and women are doing a hell of a job, and it's really tough. Especially when your own government is working against you to help you do your job and protect this country. And who's going to protect these people? It's disgusting. Only a Democrat would have a policy with a lose situation and call it progress. Before I get on too much about this and get mad, I'll just say what I usually do. Until next time, folks, goodbye and good luck.